Okay, hi team. I'm trying this again. Let's hope I'm not going to have any technical issues this time, like I had just a couple of minutes ago. I don't know what's going on today. Maybe Mercury's going retrograde or something. Who knows? But anyway, if you haven't met me before and you're new to my couch, welcome. My name is Toni Kenyon. I am a rock star and billionaire romance writer, and today I'm going to do a reading from one of my billionaire works in progress. And this is from my Hauraki Island Vintner series. And the first in the series is available both in paperback and in ebook. Ebook. God, it must be Friday. My brain is not engaged. This is the only thing about doing live video. You can say something and it's going to sound rubbish, and now I can't get the book back where it needs to go. There we go. So that book is available as a paperback and as an ebook. And it's been all about the rock stars recently, and the King brothers is rocking and rolling along, and the weekly serial has come out. And I've also released an ebook with the first 12 chapters in, which is available exclusively to people who join my book club. So I will leave a link in the comments after this as well if you are looking for that, or you can probably find it. You'll find it on my blog or my Facebook page. But I think without further ado, because it has been an interesting week for me, and I thought, what can I do? What do I want to talk about? What do I want to tell people about my process? And I thought, how about I just read a little bit of my process, because it has been all about the rock stars and there hasn't been very much billionaire action, and I really do need to get this story written and available for you all. So without further ado, I think that we should meet with Patience Spencer, our latest lady that we are going to learn a little bit about on Hauraki Island. And I am not wearing my blue old school t-shirt today. I'm wearing one of my I Love New York t-shirts, but I'm doing this very old school. I have notes, and hopefully you won't see them, and I will be able to read them with my glasses on. So I have the words in front of me. I keep saying that I'm going to get around to putting my words on Google Docs so that I can be very clever and put them on a document and scroll them around and not have to read them old school off the paper. But I'm a little bit old school, so there's something about the written word on paper. So here we go. Let us meet with the lovely Patience Spencer, our newest lady at Hauraki Island. A savage wind swept across the beachfront and up and over the front deck of the apartment, causing me major difficulties wrestling the bifold doors back into place. This wasn't forecast, I said to my friend and new assistant, Shelley Cowan. It was Shelley's second month on the job, and she was helping me prepare the apartment for the arrival of its owners, Jude and Graham Martin. It wasn't supposed to get here until later this afternoon, if that's what you mean, Shelley replied. I hope the Martins don't get seasick. It could be a rough trip across from the mainland if this keeps up. I shrugged. Well, I've been making sure that this apartment has been ready for their arrival for the past 4 summers, so I guess they'll manage. Most of my regular clients have been making the trip from the mainland to Hauraki Island for many years. I'd worked hard for the last 4 years building my business, and it had now eventually grown to the point where I needed extra help. I'd scrimped and saved to build my business, and my turnover had steadily increased, mainly by word of mouth. I worked for the well-to-do of Auckland, keeping their holiday and weekend apartments and beachfront homes in order. I also had a couple of high-wealth, low-profile clients for whom I kept their homes in order when they went on long and extended overseas business trips. Word of my excellent services and discretion had spread, and with an increasing number of clients on my books, I'd taken the step to employ Shelley. I'd known Shelley for years. She was a single mum to Louisa and Scott, and the extra work couldn't have come at a better time for her as well. The Martins were one of my original clients, and sometimes I thought that they were single-handedly responsible for the increasing number of clients coming onto my books. Their apartment sat on the pristine white sands of Spindle Bay, one of Hauraki Island's most sought-after beachfront properties. The Martins were well connected socially and in business, and I knew that over the next 2 weeks that they were here, their upmarket and modern apartment would, turning the page, hum with the sounds of family, friends, and acquaintances alike. Have you checked how many Pinots? God, I'm so hopeless on my wines. That's what happens when you don't drink the things. Okay, back to the story. Have you checked how many Pinots there are in the cellar? I asked Shelley as I made sure that the fridge was stocked with perishables. The Martins insisted that they support the local growers and merchants in the first instance. This meant instead of doing a bulk purchase from the local supermarket, I'd spent most of today driving around the island with a cooler in my car, collecting locally produced cheese, olives, fruit and vegetables from the boutique growers and manufacturers. Wine we had delivered direct from the vineyard, Pearson's vineyard. It still irked me all these years later that the Pearsons had such a hold on the wine industry, but I'd had to let that resentment go. Otherwise, it would kill me. There's 36 bottles of Pinot down in the cellar, Shelley said, and a half dozen in the fridge in the pool room. With 3 more bottles sitting in the fridge in the kitchen with their labels turned toward the door, I still couldn't look at that name without feeling grief. I made a note in my diary to arrange another delivery in 10 days or so. Okay, I said to Shelley as I gave the kitchen area one more look. That's it for here. I checked my watch. We still had another 2 hours before the late afternoon ferry was due. Just enough time to get over to the freestanding cottages adjacent to the Spindle Bay Motel. The motel owners had gone to Europe for the off-season and left me to manage the individual cottages. The guests will have vacated the cottage over by the Spindle Bay Motel, so I'll go over and take care of cleaning up there. You're pretty much done for the day. You should go and collect the kids and have an early afternoon with them, I said to Shelley. I'm happy to come and help, she said. I'm paid until 5 o'clock. I waved my hand. Nah, go and enjoy the children. This is the last week that's going to be slow for us. We've got a lot of bookings for the coming season. Go and have some time off while you can. Shelley gave me a huge hug. The smile on her face was worth letting her go for the afternoon. Thanks, Patience. You have no idea how much this means to me. Go on, get out of here, I said, before I change my mind and make you come and clean out the rubbish bins down at the cottages. I'll see you tomorrow at your place, Shelley said, 9:30. Make it 10 o'clock, I replied. I checked my diary. We've got 2 cottages to clean out tomorrow and they're both regulars, so they have late checkouts. Cool, Shelley said. She picked up a bag and the small green plastic tote that she carried around her cleaning gear in and headed for the front door of the Martins' seaside apartment. See you tomorrow, she said as she let the heavy front door of the apartment close behind her. I did one last circumnavigation. The Martins were great clients and I needed to be sure that everything was just so and to their exacting standards. My reputation was the only thing that brought me business on the island, and I was damn sure that I'd do my very best to ensure that my name was synonymous with attention to detail and integrity. As I pulled the blinds to protect the designer furniture from the increasing intensity of the afternoon sunlight, my eyes carried to the old broken down homestead on the beachfront, which was once my family home. I had nothing but bad memories about that villa. Left long ago to fall into disrepair. If I had my way, the entire building would have been burned to the ground and the land turned into a beachfront park for the locals. But the receivers didn't think that was such a good idea. The property was only worth its land value anyway, which was considerable. But still, I'd have been happy to see the entire property demolished. When it sold at auction over 4 years ago to some unknown buyer, I'd secretly harbored thoughts that maybe a developer would run a bulldozer through it for me. But the windows had been boarded up and the doors chained, and nothing much else had happened. But what had drawn my eye to the site now was the workmen in bright orange vests, who were busy installing building fences around the boundaries of the land. A breath caught in my throat. Maybe someone was eventually going to flatten the place. The lot was large enough to house an apartment development, and plenty of those had sprung up on the beachfront. My daily income relied upon more and more of the island becoming sorry, more and more of the island being turned into resort-style accommodation. I made a mental note to make some inquiries about what was happening at the site. We were a small island and a tight-knit community. Someone around here would know what was going on. There we go. What do you think? Drop that down there so you don't have to look at it. Patience. So, got some interesting things going on, which I'm having fun dealing with. She's going to meet one of our Pearson billionaires, and I'm sure that some sparks are going to fly, and I can say with authority that if I have anything to do with it, they should. So let me know what you think about your introduction to patience. I am looking forward to bringing this chapter of the Hauraki Island adventures to you. Don't forget to leave me some hearts. I see a couple of people that have left me some thumbs up, which is really cool. But I am a fan of the hearts, as you know, because they're all over my front here. So leave me some lovely red. Tell me what you think. Make sure that you pick up a copy of the King Brothers ebook if you would like to have all chapters, all first 12 chapters in one happy place. And wherever you are in the world and whenever you're watching this, even if you're watching the replay, which I'm sure many of you do, let me know how you're doing, what's going on in your life, and I will look forward to catching up with you again really soon. Take care for now. Thanks for giving me your time. Bye-bye.